Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another video. Today is going to be the first video that is not about comic books, though it is comic related. I decided today we're going to look at a few Funko Pops. Now, if you don't like Funko Pops, this might be the time to turn off the video. But as I said, it is comic related, so maybe stick around and check it out. If you followed any of my earlier videos, I got back into collecting comic books earlier this year, right around the start of the year. And before that, the thing I'd been collecting the most had been Funko Pops for a good number of years. Now, I actually used to collect Wacky Wobblers, which was Funko's first property, almost as far back as 20 years ago. Not quite that far, which is about when the company started, but basically, I've known who Funko is and what they're about for a long, long time. So when Funko Pops came out, I knew about them, could have purchased them, didn't. Said, no, not getting into these. Years later, I start collecting them. I wish that I had started right when they first came out, as I'd have a lot more of the older, more rare ones, and of course worth a lot more money. But I'm a pretty big Funko collector. I've actually toned things down a lot this past year as I've been getting more into comics, and it will continue to go that way. I have a lot of the older pops that I want. So at this point now, it's usually just buying some new ones that come out that fill in different lines that I collect. The big one that has just come out recently is Fantastic Four. And again, if you've seen any of my comic videos, you've probably seen that I am a big Fantastic Four fan. So when I started collecting Funkos, one of the first things I wanted to get was Fantastic Four Pops. They make all these Marvel Pops. I assumed there's got to be Fantastic Four. There wasn't. There was a Thing Pop, there was a Doctor Doom Pop, and that was it. And they were pretty old too. Those are some of the first Marvel Pops released. But there's no Mr. Fantastic, no Human Torch. I never really understood why, rights-wise or licensing, how they made those two, but not everyone else. Anyway, here we are. It's the end of 2019. And the new wave of Fantastic Four Pops has finally been released, and it is amazing. They are awesome. I don't think I'm just being biased because it's my favorite comic book. They are really, really well done. So I guess we could say worth the wait. So I've watched a few videos already where people have unboxed some of those and gone through them. I'm not going to do that. What I wanted to do was look at the three pops that have been made before and redone, and just take a look at some of the subtle differences between them. So the first one is Silver Surfer. Okay, so this is the original Silver Surfer. He's on his board, he's pretty ripped, as we see. And the thing that stands out the most to me, and we'll see in the new one, is I think this is pretty nice pop. The color, he's a little dark. He's more of a darker gray silver, all right? Where in the comics, the Surfer is a little lighter. Maybe that was harder for them to make in the early days. This is an early pop. But the big thing is the eyes, and the eyes are really part of what make pops. Most pops have these big black eyes. So what did Silver Surfer get? He got black eyes. Okay, but if we look at the new version, Surfer doesn't have black eyes. He has white eyes. So over the years here, Funko has started to deviate a little more, allowing themselves to to change things up. Where in the beginning they were so uniform with the poses and the eyes, how they looked, mouths, things like that. And they've allowed themselves to branch out a little more in the stylization of the figures. So, new Surfer, still on his board, comes with a plastic base, so it looks like he's floating. I don't know if it's a huge improvement. I mean, they're both on a board, whether he just sat on this or it's floating or not. But the paint is lighter, and the eyes are white. And that, to me, is the big difference. I really like, there we go. I really like the new one and what they've done there. So I like both of them. I think both are good figures. But I really like that the new one has the white eyes and makes it look a little more like he does in the comics. Next up, we have the greatest villain of all time. I guess that's my opinion, but definitely some others as well. And that is Doctor Doom. He is my favorite villain. I love Doctor Doom. So again, when I got into Funko Pop collecting, this was one of the guys that was at the top of my list to pick up. Really, really wanted him. I love this pop. Now this is, you can see, this is the old style of pop. The arms are just both at their sides. This is what a lot of them looked like in the early days. But I think he looks great like this. He's very menacing. The cape is a more muted green, which I really, really like. And if I get him close to the camera here, although I don't know if you can see if we're going to get the color correct, the coloring around his eyes is skin toned. So this is like the versions of Doom where you can see that there is skin underneath the mask, okay, and then his eyes. And I also love how the eyelids kind of half covering the eyes and making them look kind of menacing. And even his mouth, it's like there's a, he's gritting his teeth. It's a menacing look. And then if we take a look at New Doom, here we go. Also pretty cool. The pose is a little more dynamic, but I don't know if I necessarily love that more. The mask is similar. Big difference again being now he has white eyes and black around underneath there, and not the skin. And he doesn't look as menacing or scary to me. So if we hold them both up together, even though you could argue the detailing in the new one is better, I think I prefer old Doom more than New Doom here. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. So that is those two. And so finally, the one Fantastic Four member that they did originally make, and this is the biggest difference. Here we have original Thing. Now, if I hold up really quick next to Doom as well, they're pretty close in size. Ooh, let's get them together. Pretty close in size. So Thing, who we know is, he's a bigger kind of character. But size-wise, he's similar to the other pops, which again was more in the early days what a lot of the Funko Pops looked like. I like him a lot. This is one of my favorite pops. Always had to have them, but nothing super special about original Thing. Stop wobbling. Now, if I grab the new thing, this is the one where I think that the upgrade is the best. Here we have new thing. And this guy looks amazing, I think. Look at that grimace on his teeth and his face. The brow, the furrowed brow, I mean, it's just amazing. The color is also fantastic. I mean, listen, these are, at the end of the day, pretty cheaply made toys. So the paint job isn't fantastic, as the in-between darker coloring, maybe we call it the wash over top, has bled onto, they're not going to be, it's not going to be perfect. But overall, I just love, now this is a guy who is ready for some clobbering time. The original thing was pretty cool, but this new one is like he has just stepped out of the comic books and is ready to go toe to toe with Surfer and Thor and Hulk and anyone else who stands in his way. So, love the new thing pop. So there we go. That's the video for today. Let me know if you liked seeing some of these things. I don't think I'm going to make many Funko videos. We're going to stick to comic books, but I thought it would be neat to look at, as I just got this full wave in, the few and some of the differences between the old ones and the new ones. So thanks for watching.